Learn ICT with Amali's IT Classroom. Today we are going to learn about abstract model of information. First of all, we'll see what you mean by a system. The system definition is a set of interacting components that work together to achieve a certain goal. So what are the components in a system? Those are input, output, and process. By analyzing a system, we can identify what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and also we can divide a system into several small systems, or we can call it as subsystems. And what are the responsibilities between each of these subsystems? Now we'll see an example for a system. Now in this slide you can see I have given a diagram. In the diagram we can see a tree. And in the tree it's explaining what are the inputs and what are the outputs. So inputs are displayed in blue color. So inputs are what the tree needs. So carbon dioxide, light, heat, water, nutrition, everything we can consider as inputs. And after taking the inputs inside the tree, it's happening some scientific process. So after this scientific process, it's produce output. So what are the output it's producing? It's giving heat, oxygen, leaf litter, and tissue to other trophic levels. So these are the different kind of inputs, outputs given by a system. And also in this tree we can consider these several processes into small subsystems. For example, if you consider the producing of oxygen, it's taking carbon dioxide to inside the tree and doing some scientific reaction. And after the scientific reaction, it's producing oxygen to the environment. So we can consider it as a subsystem. So each of these things we can consider as subsystems. And all these subsystems are working together. And finally, they will be creating a particular system. So keep it in mind, a system is a collection of components that working together to achieve common objective. Now we'll see what you mean by abstract model of information. So in here you can see I have given a diagram. You have the input. So what we inputting is data. Then we process data. So after process data, it will produce output. This output known as information. So after entering data, it will process according to the given instructions. Then only it will produce information. So these kind of information systems we known as abstract model of information. According to the diagram given, you can see take food order, that is the input. And inside the process, what is happening? Add up the separate items. And as an output, it produces the bill. So this is what we called as abstract model of information. What are the functions of digital computer? So there are 5 functions in a digital computer. Number 1, entering data as input. Number 2, store data and instructions in memory. So whenever you need it, you can use it. Number 3, process data and convert it into useful information. Number 4, produce output. Number 5, control the above 4 steps. If you further discuss about the system, I'll tell you different kind of natural system in our body. Digestive system, blood circulatory system, nervous system, like several systems are inside our body. So if you consider digestive system, so digestive system having several organs. So all these organs are supporting to digest the foods. And if we consider digestive system, there are only special kind of organs connecting with this digestive process. If we consider the blood circulatory system, there are some other elements connecting with the blood circulatory system. So all these organs are doing some particular task. And finally, they will be complete one objective. As the circulatory system or the blood circulatory system, their main task is to circulate the blood. In digestive system, the main task is to digest the foods. So likewise, we have several systems belongs to the environment. Some are natural systems, some are artificial systems. Now we'll see what you mean by a computer system. Computer system meaning the elements which belongs to the computer are working together to achieve a common objective. So what are the elements in a computer system? Hardware, software, liveware and firmware. Without having any of this element, we cannot work with the computer. So we need all these elements to work with the computer. Now we'll see one by one what is hardware, software, liveware and firmware. What is hardware? All the physical devices, or you can say the devices which we can touch, we can consider as computer hardware. So inside the computer it contains a circuit board which is known as a motherboard, which connect all the devices together. We can categorize hardware as below: input devices, output devices, processing devices, network devices and storage devices. What is input devices? The devices which use to enter data to the devices. The devices which use to enter data to the devices we known as input devices. So what are the examples? Keyboard, numeric keypad, mouse, remote control, scanner, graphics tablet, joystick, touchscreen, microphone, digital camera, webcams and light pen. Those are some kind of examples for input devices. The devices which we use to get the result which given by the computer we known as output devices. As an example, we can consider CRT monitor, TFT monitor, laser printer, inkjet printer, dot matrix printer, speakers, multimedia projectors and plotters. Now the processing devices. The devices which use to process data we known as processing devices. As an example, motherboard, memory, CPU or the central processing unit and buses. Now the storage devices. The devices which use to store data, we can call it as storage devices. Hard drivers, RAID servers, desktop PCs, laptops and Macs, then memory sticks, CD, DVD, floppy disks, smart media, tape media, digital devices we can consider as storage devices. Then what is networking devices? The devices which use to create a computer network we can call as networking devices. Hub, gateway, router, bridge, switch, repeater. Those are the devices which we use to create a network. Now we are going to learn second computer system element known as software. So software is a set of data or instructions that reads, how a computer works. So software is a kind of thing telling to the computer how to do some particular task. Now the next computer system element, firmware. So what is firmware? Firmware is called as an embedded system, and it's embedded to a hardware, and that is the most important thing we need to start up the computer. So this system is inside the ROM. These embedded systems are stored in ROM. So all the programs which are contained inside the ROM we need in starting process or the boot up process. So these are created by the manufacturer and we cannot change the firmware programs. Now the last element is liveware. So liveware means the people we need to work with the computer. So it can be the computer users, software engineers, database engineers, administrators, graphic designers, like all the job specifications which working in computer field we can consider as liveware. So all these elements are needed to work with the computer. For example, we think we need to create a document. So to create the document, we need keyboard. So without having a keyboard, it's difficult for us to type the document. Now today we have several kind of tools that you can say we can use the voice to communicate with the computer, or we can type using our voice. That's true, but if you're not having a mic, then how can we do that? So keep it in mind, we need different kind of hardwares. As well as without having a particular software, we cannot create a document. And if there's no one knows how to work with that particular software, we cannot work with it. So we need liveware also. And if you doesn't have operating system, or if you doesn't have a ROM, or if you doesn't have booting programs, then how we can start the computer? So keep it in mind, computer is not a particular one object. It's a collection of elements. So we need all these elements to work with the computer. If you're interested to listen my new videos, you can subscribe to my video channel, and also you can press the bell icon.